And as part of New Dad Gaming, each week we go over the week's highlights and what happened in the world of gaming. Get ready to go back to war again. EA has announced Battlefield 5. The official reveal will happen on May 23rd at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. There are rumors about a Battle Royale mode, because of course. And the only other little detail is that the game could be set back in World War II. With past history of EA and loot boxes, the new dads advise against any pre-orders until this time, until the final game actually drops. And Cliff Bleszinski, the designer behind Gears of War, announced he is officially closing his gaming company, Boss Key. After a tepid release of Lawbreakers and a recently touted battle royale game called Radical Heights, it always seemed like Boss Key was one step behind the competition. Cliff has stated that he will take some time off to reflect on what he will do next, but we hope to see his gaming talents return to the industry when he's ready. And the NES Classic Mini is coming back on June 29th. That's right, if you didn't manage to grab one almost 2 years ago, Nintendo has officially announced there's more on the way. Now, what we don't know is if they've improved the console. The original only had one controller and some ridiculously short controller cables, so we have high hopes that they will follow the SNES Mini route and give us two controllers with some more cord. Stay tuned, because on June 29th, I'll be grabbing one for myself. And Vita no more. Sony has gone on record to say that all production of physical Vita games will cease by the end of the fiscal year. Now, while this doesn't spell death to the struggling portable, it certainly isn't the greatest news to gamers that have held on hope for a Vita revitalization, and paints a grim picture for ceasing production of the Vita entirely. But there's a small silver lining to this. If you do buy digital, you'll be happy to know that the super addictive farming game Stardew Valley will launch for the Vita at the end of May. So it is cross-buy compatible, and get it while you can, otherwise the Vita may be no more in 2019. And more news for No Man's Sky fans. Xbox artwork has leaked online, and what's depicted in it is very interesting and already stirring up the rumor mill. On the cover is not one, but 4 astronauts on an alien planet, which seems to imply that there is some sort of synchronous co-op feature to the game. The original did have some patched-in support for 16 players to exist in the same universe, but you might stumble upon each other. This looks more like a team-based game where players are traveling together. We'll know more this week, as the next episode of the Xbox Insider is set to touch on this new version and its new features. As for releases this week, we have Hitman Definitive Edition for all consoles, Dragon Crown Pro for the PS4, Wizard of the Legend again for all consoles, and Hyrule Warriors for the Switch. That's it for gaming news for this week. Catch a nap and tune in next time for another update.